That's why I think... Zest, get out of here! Get out of the lobby, Zest!
Zest casting.
Like, yeah.
I just came here to meme and I'm leaving. That's literally what it is. They came in, they memed, and they went away.
Alright, we're getting in here. We're about to start. Zest? No, not Zest. God damn it! He's infected it already! My brain, that is. Although my brain was already infected before this, but... Yep. PartinG versus Scarlett. Here we go. Gonna be starting off on our favorite map, Steel. Or apparently the favorite of the evening.
Yeah, and pretty much every series had this map as the first or second map. Alright everyone, welcome to Everdream. And if you've ever dreamed, then you know what we're talking about. In southwest corner of the map, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, it is our red Protoss. The P to the G, it's PartinG. In the northeast corner of the map, the red menace from Canada, our blue Zerg, it is Scarlett.
This time spawning as blue.
Yep. Still the red menace though. The Scarlett. Right? It works.
If you think about it, isn't blue just a different shade of red?
No.
I don't know, man.
At all. Not in any system of color.
I don't know, man.
Configuration.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Not even colorblind people are. Even colorblind people can tell the difference between blue and red. Yeah.
Can they though?
Yeah. For the most part, yeah. Unless they're super colorblind, which means you see black and white completely. Maybe.
Thanks, says Scarlett. Yeah, a little bit of probe shenanigans coming in from PartinG. I was told that this is a thing that Protoss players can do in PvC, is to just disrupt the mining of the Zerg player. Because there's only a set number of workers that can mine from each mineral node. It doesn't really do much, but it's a little annoying.
Yeah. Alright, so aside from a little banter, another player has gone for anything suspicious so far.
So far being the key word.
Yeah, the main PartinG is known for being a cheeky player. Scarlett known for sometimes being pretty aggressive herself. This is Twilight Council from PartinG. So let's put some money on the line.
No.
Blink Stalker.
No.
I'm going with Blink Stalker.
I ain't putting money on the line here.
I'm not saying real money because I know you can't officially gamble in Singapore, and I don't want I don't want them to throw you in jail, Yaku.
Yeah, they'll find
but
another
I'm betting. Scarlett is staying on 2 bases and getting a lair. See? Oh, it's glaive. I was like, you know what? I thought it was probably going to be glaives, but I thought it'll be like cheeky. I'll be like, yeah, no, I say stalkers, and then if he goes stalkers, like blink stalkers, I'm gonna be seen as a genius. But no. Scarlett, 2-base roach. I'm guessing she's gonna knight us, cause
I don't think so. Well, she could always knight us. She could just get the Nidus head, or not Nidus head, but Nidus entry, just in case she needs it. But honestly, if you max out in 2-base roach, or not max out, but you hit a timing with 2-base on roaches, and you just move out, that can be a lot more effective, especially if you're going for Goliath Reconstitution. So it's definitely on PartinG right now to put some initiative and to keep Scarlett back.
Well, it is going to throw these adepts at her with glaives should be finishing by the time these adepts drop into her bases.
Like so. Well, not quite like so. But they're about to hit. Glaive is just about finished. We're about to go straight on in. How is Scarlett going to react to this? There are only a handful of roaches. Yeah,
she's
and she doesn't want to
though.
reveal her hand just yet. She knows that when they're in low numbers, roaches can be very vulnerable.
Especially against high numbers of glaive adepts. She's about, we're up to 12 now.
Oh, the queens! They'll be taking out or putting in some damage on that warp prism. PartinG has confirmed that Scarlett is going for that 2-base roach play, cancels the shade, and is just gonna pick off roaches wherever he can. Get a couple of drones as well.
He's not targeting the... Oh, now he's targeting the drones and starting to kill a lot of them. 6, 7.
Alright, decent damage going down, but PartinG has lost a lot of adepts to that.
Yeah,
it does force Scarlett to re-drone, which is definitely what PartinG wants to happen. Or the response that PartinG wants.
She's now has a nice number of them. It's going to be 12 of them. She's getting a Spire, but I'm guessing she's going to keep on pushing with roaches. She's getting a +1 range.
Oh, there's definitely a window of opportunity here for Scarlett to counterattack.
Yeah, and PartinG did get Stalkers at home. Here is the Blink Stalkers we're talking about. I still don't win the bet, but you know, this time vindicated in some way.
Right,
yeah, with the Immortal coming up, the roaches aren't going to be the finishing touch here, which is why Scarlett was already getting the Spire.
Yeah, that Immortal just confirms or vindicates her decision, so to speak.
Yeah, there we go. Just about to say she's going to want more gases, and she's taking a 3rd base. You know,
which is a little bit, which is a little bit annoying on the side of Scarlett if you were playing like Scarlett is. She wasn't planning on getting too much gases until realizing now I'd suddenly need gas.
And she does have a nice gas bank. She's banked some of it. And it does have a lot of roaches on the ground, so it's very important. You can't just win one of these games
units, or
only with Mutalisks. Yeah.
Is that a challenge, Steel?
I mean, Mutalisks are better in ZvP, I think, than in ZvT, usually. Terran usually has a lot more on hand to deal with Mutalisks. Yeah, other than Stalkers and some cannons everywhere, it's you know, Protoss, until they get air Protoss, they don't have much to counter Mutalisks. This is not a problem with Mutalisks.
But speaking of Mutalisks, this is the Warp Prism and it's about to get cut out. But has it...
Oh, she was paying attention.
That split second was all that PartinG needed to turn around. Scarlett's moving in with her entire Roach force now, and PartinG is primed to defend.
She could have caught the Warp Prism and one of the Immortals.
A lot of Stalkers being warped into the main to deal with the Mutalisks if they do decide to come around. But Scarlett's actually rotating over to the 3rd.
Yes.
And they are about to come in. But there should be too much. The blink right on top of the Mutalisk is something that we always like to see, especially from PartinG. Nicely done. Cleanly done. And once more, these aggressive blinks gonna completely shut down the air harass of Scarlett. But behind this...
a lot of Stalkers. I didn't even know that. I was talking about how much the Protoss doesn't have a lot against Mutalisks, but 20 Stalkers would do it against against 6 Mutalisks.
Apparently. Alright, once again, we do see the trademark Scarlett creep spread already almost on PartinG's side of the map, but PartinG is pushing back against this, moving right on in. And Scarlett is looking to pin, or pincer this, get a bit of a concave going. But PartinG's not quite letting that happen. Beautiful force fields coming in. Forces a couple of these corrosive vials when they could have been used on the army.
Forces the field. The joke I was going for. Does that judge the buzz there?
Hasn't forced. Yeah, taking quite a bit of bile shots. PartinG. This is not what I've expected from him. And these aggressive blinks forwards.
The Immortals are still pumping out damage back there.
Sometimes Stalkers are all you need, especially if your name is PartinG.
Especially, sometimes Stalkers is all you need, especially if you have a lot of Sentries and Immortals as well.
Well, the ratio. No, I mean the ratio. You don't see this many Stalkers and this little Immortals. You do generally see more Stalkers than Immortals.
At the backbone.
No, you do generally see more Stalkers. You generally see more Stalkers than Immortals, but not this many Stalkers. Gonna be jumping straight on ahead. Yeah, these very aggressive.
Scarlett is fighting on, but there you go. There's a GG.
PartinG takes game number 1.
I like this. Sometimes all you need is Stalkers, especially if you have Sentries and Immortals as well.
No, you know what I meant.
And if you have a few charge lots in there, just for good measure, it was helpful.
Look.
And a Warp Prism.
You knew what I meant.
And if you have like a leftover Oracle or something,
look,
and maybe
you knew what I meant.
All you need is Stalkers.
Look, you knew what I meant.
I don't know. That stuff is funny to me.
You knew what I meant.
Scarlett saying behind you in blind counter.
Kind of.
Fighting like puppy, don't be sad.
Yes. Hey, my puppy. Don't be sad, puppy. Alright, Sort of versus Gem Rising has completed, and the second semifinals, which we will be casting later on, currently being held, will be Zest versus Sort of. So we actually have potential for a foreigner finals today.
Potential. I wouldn't say it's likely though.
Yeah.
It's, you know, considering the caliber of Korean players we have.
Zest and PartinG.
Yep. Speaking of, we are on Eternal Empire, which is, like we said, an empire. We're in the northeast corner of the map. Representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming are Red Protoss. Currently up 1 in the best of 3 semi-final of today's ESL Open Cup number 13 for Asia. It is PartinG. And in the southwest corner of the map, currently teamless, are Blue Zerg from Canada. It is the Red Menace herself, Scarlett.
Still blue.
Still blue, but still a menace. And still red. See a Forge coming up. Gotta Forge first, though.
This is almost.
Contain? What is it going for?
This is almost certainly PartinG's map pick, Eternal Empire, because this is going to be Stargate. Well, not always Stargate, but it's going to be a Robo shield battery contained with cannons. Methinks. There's that first cannon coming up. Yeah, PartinG loves doing this on this map, specifically in this location.
So this is just to get a beachhead. This is just to put a, you know, a vulnerable position in the Protoss defense, and then the actual damage will come in later. But it doesn't seem like
that it will.
Right, this is the Cybercore finishing. Let's see what the plops down here.
It's another cannon. Scarlett is responding to this fairly conservatively, which I think is the right call. There's the Robo facility. Yeah, we're about to see some Immortals and some Warp Prisms, or maybe sometimes it's Observers coming up. But Scarlett is responding to this. She's doing it a little bit more conservatively, which I do like. Does not want to risk her drones too much. She knows that PartinG can't really damage her yet. Meanwhile, Scarlett can damage this probe, but a very, very early pullback on the probe.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of small cannons coming up. More shield batteries.
Stack cancel. That's 4 shield batteries.
It's not only
that's overkill, but it's really not.
Yeah,
it's about
Scarlett
what
has
you
to
need to
get this cannon so it doesn't kill the spawning pool. The probe on the high ground is dead.
The probe. Yep. And this cannon is left vulnerable. There is high ground vision here with the pylon of the observers.
Oh, it does have an observer, so
yeah. And really, the Immortal is going to be the major damage dealer here, but I'm not sure if PartinG can really get the range out. Ravagers are starting to bile down these shield batteries, but PartinG is using them to repair themselves.
Can she? Is she going to try and bile the observer somehow?
That will require precise knowledge of, you know, being very confident in where the observer is at.
I mean, she can see that it's patrolling a specific position,
but yeah, she needs to be 100% sure.
It's a pretty,
it's
going to be a pretty dope shot. Yeah, and it's also wasting a volley of biles. Nice transfuse there, saving. Did not transfuse the spine. Spine goes down to 1 immortal shot, basically. Second immortal.
What happened?
About third way done. She does take one of the shield batteries, so it's the closer one as well.
And that's always what you want to happen as the Zerg player when you're defending. You want to take incremental damage here, and eventually you can snowball like that.
Yeah, she's getting more queens. The armor supply is heavily in favor of Scarlett at the moment. She just needs to make sure she's not in a position where the immortals just take her out.
Oh yeah, she still needs to play fairly careful here. But if she just
sacrificing
continues to
slowly,
if she just continues to slowly do damage like this, she'll get to the point where PartinG will have basically no army supply, and Scarlett can just walk into this.
She doesn't have enough vials. More vials are coming in.
Oh, but it just missed the robo facility. There's not quite the there's not quite the range here for the corrosive vials.
Yeah.
PartinG has definitely played on this map a lot. You can tell, and done this build in this map a lot. So he knows where to place his robo facility.
Now there's enough immortals here that Scarlett is gonna have trouble getting close to that robotic facility and try and deny it.
Throwing out a couple of Hail Mary vials to see if she can hit anything.
She's trying to get the shield batteries
still
down,
waiting for cooldown. Or if they're off cooldown, you may as well use them. They don't cost anything. Corrosive vials, that is.
They cost you getting close and losing a queen or a Ravager.
Yeah, could be. Time is always a resource, that is.
She's getting up one bit later.
Meanwhile, PartinG is switching it up now. Already got his Robo Bay finished. We could see some Colossus for the range.
She does have an overload on the other side of the map, so you're going to see if PartinG is going to stop this shenanigan and start to macro up and get a base. But no, she knows that it's going to continue with this.
But does she know about the Disruptor? I have to say, Steel, even if she doesn't know about it, I think she should be able to react to it pretty well. Because she already has her army up. Switching it into the Swarm Host as well, which is absolutely what you want. If you're besieged, you may as well siege a Sieger. Oh, Disruptor does have to get picked up. So Purification Nova does not manage to hit. That would have been devastating for Scarlett.
Yeah, but that's a lot of queens here. The War Prism can't really get close to this army without taking damage. Scarlett is down to back to raining hell on that robotics facility. He is charging it with the shield by one of the shield batteries. There's more fresh ones there. You have to do it manually, remember?
Yeah, for buildings. Ooh, Disruptor does get a Ravager, but not quite the Queen. The oldest other Disruptor doesn't quite get the Queens.
Yeah, good enough splits by Scarlett. She hasn't lost anything to the Disruptors, I don't think.
She's lost a Ravager, but that's about
one
it.
kill on each Disruptor.
So she's lost 2 Ravagers. But yeah, when you're in the position that PartinG's in, you can't afford to just take out 1 Ravager at a time. You definitely need a lot of damage being thrown in. The Queens are very low on energy, most of them are
coming in. They don't all have their cooldown ready.
No, they do not.
Taking out one of the shield batteries around the robotics facility.
That they are PartinG going
might even take the robotics
more
facility
of a
out.
Conventional position here.
Oh, the robot facility is going down.
The ramp. Robot facility has gone down.
Went down.
And PartinG is trying to remake it, but this is just so much time
she's targeting
lost.
the pylons. All these shield batteries are going to be useless now.
That they are.
Pylons are coming up.
And now there is nothing powering the shield batteries. This is just looking increasingly worrisome for PartinG.
Oh, she gets
Very
the
clutch transfuse onto the Queen. And if you're PartinG,
actually, you have the overload poop right there.
Yeah, you have to ask the question right now if you're PartinG, do I continue to commit or do I just go back home? And that's not an easy decision to make.
If you look at PartinG's natural base right now, yeah, he's gonna
can't even get that natural base.
Yeah, can't kill that overlord. He's got nothing that shoots air.
One stalker being made right now.
He has to kill that overlord. He has to wait until the clears out, and then get a second base. Now Scarlett still is on 1 base, so she's not.
Gets a robo facility again.
Oh,
meanwhile, that Purification Nova gets quite a couple of hits. Players are starting to trade blows, but I think Scarlett did get a better end of that deal.
The army supply right now.
Just look at that, yeah. Immortals don't really do too well against Locust.
Throwing away free units and free biles, and trading fantastically well.
As we are able to see, this final
you're not used to it
Locust.
seeing the Zerg player being the more efficient, resource efficient player here.
Maybe if you don't watch Cyril games.
No, Cyril sometimes trades a lot.
He trades very efficiently.
It's actually no. I mean, not in terms of efficiency, in terms of losing more resources.
Maybe recently.
Zerg is kind of built to trade like that.
Right.
To waste units, you know, for a Zerg to lose units is not a waste. Usually, not as much for other players, other races. I mean.
But speaking of wasting
units,
are
going down.
These Immortals are units that you don't want to waste, really. PartinG is still committed here.
Same thing. More.
Oh,
those Novas could have gone on the Queen.
Yeah, a little bit indecisive there from PartinG, which is not something you can often say about him.
Yeah. But he's realizing that this is over. Second base is
over, and it's just gonna scramble the macro up. Scarlett has the initiative to counterattack right now, but she knows she's also ahead, so she does not want to throw away her lead here. Oh, the Warp Prism. There's no recall available for PartinG. This Warp Prism is gonna go down, and these Disruptors are gonna try to do something, because PartinG knows that they are gonna go down as well. Gets quite a number of queens here. So not too bad.
But these Disruptors are going to die to the Mutalisks. And PartinG is basically... What's he got now? He's got 3 Immortals, 2 Phoenix A, a couple of Stalkers, and...
So basically not enough, is what you're saying.
Oracle. Why am I blanking out on this name again? Like, I don't know.
So basically PartinG has not a lot to defend, again. He switched it into the Stargate, which is kind of an interesting decision. gotta say.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Oh, this is the Nidus.
I think PartinG has not seen it. Okay, this is the final nail in the coffin here. We should be seeing an ace match unless PartinG can pull a miracle out of somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, it does manage to pick up one of these swarm hosts. Might actually even die.
And the Phoenixes are able to do some damage on the Locust
see what she
before it can
focuses on.
land.
I don't think... Oh, she's targeting the Immortals, but... Yeah, it actually doesn't do a lot of damage.
I mean, 9 probes is pretty big damage if you ask me.
Yeah, yeah, no. I mean, it's good. But she did lose some of the swarm hosts. 3 of them. So, all in all, not the best of trades. Swarm hosts are pretty expensive.
Right.
And also she needs them right now. They're the main threat for PartinG.
Are they though? That's a lot of ravages.
No, the swarm hosts are the thing that can put pressure on the Protoss right now.
I mean, ravages can if you move across the map with them.
Yeah, but almost Nidus is more, you know,
It's
more cost efficient.
Option. Yeah.
Yeah, much safer. But that's a lot of Phoenix here running around.
That there is.
This game is developed weirdly.
I have to wonder what PartinG's endgame here is. He doesn't really have much of a ground army here, but maybe he's just banking on the fact that Scarlett doesn't have a lot of anti-air other than queens. She's getting corruptors now, but
look at his minerals.
Yeah, he is spending them as efficiently as he can. Should be able to target down a couple of these corruptors as well, but the queens are starting to come in and clear out the Phoenixia.
Or at least chase them out. He actually hasn't lost any of the Phoenixia yet.
Which is a bit of an interesting fun fact. We'll be able to get quite a bit of drone damage here, actually. But is eventually forced away.
It's not really worth it.
Oh, it definitely isn't, but if you're PartinG, you take what you can get. And he's actually throwing away a lot of his Phoenixes here.
Yeah, he lost 5 of them. This is 6 actually.
But it did buy him quite a bit of time there. He's gonna secure his 3rd base. Oracle does get taken out. And PartinG is looking to pounce on top of these corruptors. He knows that if he allows the corruptor count to get out of hand, it will snowball later in the game if he decides to commit to Stargate, which for the time being doesn't seem like the case. He's actually getting a massive explosion gateways. PartinG should have been dead a while ago, but somehow he's back in it.
Still harassing with the Phoenix, Scarlett's main. He sees the hive coming up.
Right,
Again, we have a huge army supply advantage for a
Scarlett
player. Yeah, she has given PartinG a bit of time. I'm guessing she wanted to rely on the brood, not the broodlords, the swarm hosts to do the damage, but it, you know, PartinG kind of defended it well. So yeah, she's just doing the smart thing. She knows she's ahead. She's getting more ahead.
And just trying to take little harassments wherever she can.
Yeah, PartinG scouting all over the place.
He's gonna make sure that he can keep Scarlett all the way back as he buys time.
Yeah. You know, he's on 3 bases, still way behind in worker count. Income advantage has been heavily in favor of Scarlett for the past 5 minutes or so.
But you gotta give it to PartinG. He has been making use of what little resources he could harvest. Great Aspire gonna be coming up from Scarlett, and this is important for PartinG to take note of. or this is what PartinG needs to know is what's gonna happen. He should have an idea. I think the only other hive tech option in ZvP really would be lurkers, because Ultralisks just kind of melt versus Immortals.
Yeah, Ultralisks in ZvP don't happen often. Or at all, at all. I try to think if there's one example.
Well, the one example is if the Protoss player went heavy into Stargate, and you just ignore the Sky Army.
It's gonna be Infestus, by the way, from Scarlett. And remember the Swarm Hosts? Remember the Swarm Hosts? They're still here.
Remember.
She hasn't been really using them throughout the game, which is kind of a shame because they're
using them as a trap card.
She is getting a lot of probes
many
now.
probes being taken out, and this is probably going to force PartinG into an all-in scenario, or at least a push.
So force PartinG to bleed resources because he's so behind in army count, and he doesn't have the resources to return. The Scarlett is just going to get ahead in upgrades, getting ahead in army supply. She has been kind of lax in the upgrades department so far, gotta say.
And that's one thing that's going PartinG's way for the time being.
But now she has the resources to just keep on going. She's getting Broodlords. She's gonna be trying to get the Immortals with the Swarm Host.
Is a lot of swarms for PartinG though. Storms from PartinG though. If he can get a decent engagement, but it's not looking likely at all.
Yeah. The main does have a lot of force fields here, and
a lot of force fields, a lot of storms.
The army in a compromising position. That would be great, but with the Broodlords in the sky,
yeah, that's kind of hard to deal with.
Running around.
When your only anti-air is
going for a surround. She's going to surround the entire army.
Like so. Storm not helping as much as I think PartinG was hoping they would. But Defeat in Detail is the game that PartinG wants to play right now. He wants to make sure that his entire army is only fighting half of Scarlett's army at any given time. But now Scarlett is starting to come in. GG's called. And we are getting our ace match. That was a 20-minute game that started out with Cannon Rush. I want to point that out.
Cannon Rush into Immortal Shield Battery push. Yeah. That was good. But good on Scarlett for sustaining that and then transitioning into a very advantageous mid game. So it was a very, very nice hold by Scarlett.
Oh yeah, in ZvP, you always want... basically just be patient.
I don't want ZvP to start with. I don't always want.
When you're in that kind of scenario, you just basically be patient. Take incremental advantages and then slowly build up a force to break out of your contain. And hopefully counterattack.
Yep. So we're going to go into Purity and Industry. Which, in this matchup,
who is
could
pure
be...
and who is industrious?
Well, PartinG is not pure in any shape or way or form. He's dirty.
Much like industrial
pure
waste.
Is not. I think the thing Scarlett is a more industrious player, right? Alright, everyone. Welcome to Purity and Industry, which is either pure or industrious, or an industrious. We're not sure why it's called Purity and Industry, because so far nothing pure about this map and nothing industrious either. It's leading to dirty plays and, you know, non-macro games. So yeah, it's kind of the opposite of it. Maybe that's just to sort of confuse the players. I don't know. Confuse the competition.
Is it industry impurity?
Speaking of confusing, in the east edge of the map, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, currently sideways 1-1 in this semi-final series of today's ESL Open Cup Asia number 13. Our red Protoss is PartinG. And on the north edge of the map, representing the land of Canada, currently teamless, also currently sideways 1-1 in the semi-final match of today's ESL Open Cup Asia number 13. Our blue Zerg is the Red Menace herself, Scarlett.
Alright, I am excited, Steel. Can you tell from my voice?
Please stop straining your voice, Yaku. I know you're sick. Stop. Don't
like
kill yourself.
I feel like the older I get, the less I'm not as able to get away with saying, I ain't sick.
Wait. It gets worse, Yaku. It gets worse. That's the thing with age. Some other things will get easier. Other things get easier with age. Like social things get easier, but like all the physical sickness stuff, that's just yeah.
Oh no.
That gets worse. Tell the people at home how old are you, Yaku? That you are speaking about your age.
Never ask a lady her weight. No, but I turned 20 this year.
Yeah, so yeah, kinda young. Fucking zoomers. Scarlett going with a lair with 2 bases again.
Oh, and PartinG.
PartinG puts down the TT shrine.
This is gonna be an interesting game to say the least
dirty.
right now.
Gonna be dirty.
This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, so it's 2 base Roach. Does have the Overlord next to PartinG's base. I don't know if he's going to go with a Nidus here, but I would like a Nidus.
It's not the worst idea to for this map. And I have to say, I don't think PartinG is gonna suspect the Nidus either. Especially not in the Ace map.
Yeah. Although, I mean, in this map it's particularly more effective because it has a very deceptive rush distance between the bases of the players. They look close, but on a walking distance, they're kind of far.
Ooh,
kind of almost from
one
one edge of the map to the other. Ah.
He is the first player I've seen to take the island.
Yeah. I mean, it's mostly looks like it's just going to DT drop from there. Scarlett does scout it. She does queens in the location. She does have detection.
She does have the overseer. Nicely held by our Canadian Zerg player.
But he's actually going to take the base.
Yep.
Alright. If any player was going to do this,
it would have been PartinG. Right? Absolutely.
Well, probably if Crank was still doing like player request games, yeah, this is probably the most requested viewer strat he would get.
You'd have to leave every game that wasn't purely an industry.
Yeah. Right, so it's infestation pit from Scarlett. She's going. She's taking upwards.
Swarm host once again is going to be my bet.
Can you sit on that island and send swarm hosts into the main of the other base?
No.
It's too slow, right?
Way too big of a gap. It's too slow and it's too big of a gap.
Can you send them that far? Well, never mind. Doesn't matter.
No, you need ground. Yeah. I mean, you need ground to click on, because if you try to launch the swarm host or the locust, and you can just click on dead air.
You can have an overload waiting there.
No, you can't click on dead air, is the thing.
You have to
click on the ground itself.
Yeah, so you click on the building or something.
No, but there's no range. Because there's a cast range for Locust.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that because I've never played with Locust, so that's why I'm asking.
Right.
Anyway, Scarlett realizes that there's a base here because he tried to knight his way into that base, and probably think to do exactly what I was thinking.
It's always a possibility.
PartinG gets a denial on Scarlett's third base, by the way, in the northwest while this was going on.
So. But there
actually, no, it was a kill.
Here.
It was a kill. It wasn't the. It was the castle. He killed that hatchery. So what is Scarlett going to do about this base?
Oh, actually, I've clicked on a swarm host and right on the edge of the island. Right in the edge of the island, the range. Wow, swarm hosts have way longer range than I remember.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Thing is, they're going to lose some time to the slow fields, but...
So long as they can hit, yeah. Like so. And I think PartinG has just realized he made a huge mistake trying to take this base.
Yeah, so it has enough to, you know, 2 waves should be able to kill this Nexus. Unless PartinG manages to whittle down. In the meantime, he is pushing onto Scarlett's third base now.
And he is a good old Soul Train without Immortals.
It's a cancel here.
But he does not want to move up the ramp just yet. PartinG's gonna have to be cautious.
Scarlett is using the swarm host to get rid of the third base, but that's not the greatest of her dangers, I think.
No, it is
and there's
not,
no focus
not
fire.
targeting. Yeah, not targeting here. Now PartinG is looking in a much better position. Army supply is not in his favor, but the unit composition definitely is. You have to remember a lot of this supply for Scarlett is in swarm hosts.
Yeah, okay, now she's using the defensive waves and they're coming in from the back.
Good force fields come down from PartinG, and he's just gonna blink away to avoid the Locust.
Yeah.
Now the swarm hosts are on cooldown.
She manages to buy this time and still keep her army supply up.
Yeah, PartinG's taking a long way around this time. Scarlett's ready to defend against that.
Another wave of locusts on the island base is going on.
But once again, not quite targeting the Nexus.
She does keep some of them to defend. Oh, there's one more. Here's the thing about swarmers when I'm guessing. I always like lose where they are.
Here's the concave, but the blink away.
PartinG's getting another robotics facility. Getting some cannons.
Double immortal production is definitely what he wants to focus on right now.
She's sending more swarm hosts to that island, forcing him to warp in units and defend there. So that does keep pressure, but it's not actually doing damage. He has the better economy at the moment. And if Scarlett lets it go on for too long, she's going to lose.
Look at these force fields. It was going to be an amazing concave for Scarlett, but not if the force fields could help it. This is
she still has a better army supply now, but a lot of it is in swarm hosts. It's not here.
Yeah.
But if she can bring the swarm hosts into this fight, this could look very differently. But
you do not want to force PartinG into a battle of Brink Stalkers here. Is all I've got to say right now, Steel. The Locusts do manage to come in, and it does deter PartinG for the time being.
Into the Locusts, yeah, he has to back away.
That is somewhere on the map. A little bit of a roach run by here from Scarlett.
Scarlett getting more roaches. Support time.
In the middle of the map.
Enough time,
but I think this is about it. PartinG is slowly increasing or slowly decreasing Scarlett's army supply. A lot of these swarmhosts are sitting ducks.
She's now finally starting to get some
but the Nidus is down. And the Locusts are here. Or the swarm hosts are here. Now the Locusts are here. Colossus is not quite defending against the Locust yet. Thermalance isn't done, and PartinG definitely wants to be a bit more conservative here. But meanwhile, the main battle, the front lines, are just going so much into PartinG's favor. Do not force PartinG into a scenario where he has to focus on Blink, because he will out-micro almost every other player in StarCraft 2.
Yeah, here comes some more Locusts, but...
The target firing on the Swarm hosts.
PartinG just needs to wait them out, because Scarlett has no other army. GG is gold.
PartinG is going to be a first finalist for ESL Open Cup Asia.
How cool is that? Alrighty. It's wait until they set up the other semifinals, which will have Zest versus sort of the Swedish Zerg, right? Zerg. I'm remembering correctly.
Yep. Swedish Zerg.
My brain is my brain is not the best. It's not Zest, definitely. It's neither Zest nor the best.